satisfied with the way they're standing. Ready now, they. Off racing, and Uncanny Timing is the first to jump. Real Beauty, and now going up on the inside is Melody Secret shortly after the break. Jumping handily there is Return, and behind those is Not My Fight, being followed by Ginger Mac, and getting back behind them is Lies and Deception after the start. They're followed after a length and a half, Ex Celestial, being followed by Albi's Pride, and last of all at the 550 is Amacinus. Melody Secret pushing right up on the inside, goes to a narrow lead from Uncanny Timing. Over on the outside of those then caught Wide Return 3 deep, a length and a half to Not My Fight, who's tracked up down near the inside of Real Beauty. They're being followed by Amacinus, who's improved very quickly coming around the home corner. Melody Secret the leader, being tackled now by Uncanny Timing at the 200, and Uncanny Timing ranges up, grabs the lead. Further back is Ex Celestial, starting to make up good ground with less than 100 to go. It's Uncanny Timing. Ex Celestial getting out of the ground, will nail it though. Dived and got there. Ex Celestial, a big win. Ex Celestial got over the top to just win from Uncanny Timing. Tight go third, Ginger Mac, Lies and Deception, Not My Fight there, and they were followed further back behind them by Amacinus, and then the tiring Melody Secret back with Albi's Pride, Real Beauty, and with those as well as Return, who's one of the last of them home. Big effort there by Ex Celestial, number 7. Number 7, Ex Celestial, which caused a few concerns prior to the running of the race. The Acceleration filly, and has come from right off the back of the pace and cut Uncanny Timing down in the last couple of bounds to win. Number 7, Ex Celestial is first. Second is number 2, Uncanny Timing. The photo for third to number 1, Ginger Mac, in front of 4, Lies and Deception. 7-2-1-4. Ex Celestial storming home down the outside. This filly by Acceleration from Yardy Yardy. For Ms. S. McLaren and C. Paletti, Ms. L. McLaren, and Dr. J. McDermott, Joe O'Day, G. Hicks, D. Francis, M. Lewis and the Yarradale Stud, trained by Heck McLaren and scored by a neck. A length second and third, and no time available after the first at this stage. Uncanny Timing second by Sessions out of Exquisite Timing for Bill and Patricia Robinson. Troy Turner the rider for Colin Webster. And Ginger Mac weighs in third by Gingerbread Man from Shan, owned and trained by Jane Buslinger and ridden by Christy Bennett. And a real handful there is Ex Celestial. She's got a real bit of aggro, and she showed that before the race, and she's still a handful for Pat Carberry, who's had to call upon the clerk of the course to give him a little bit of assistance on their way back. So she's clearly hot and bothered, Ex Celestial, but she produced a beauty here to win first up. Storming home down the middle of the course to beat Uncanny Timing, Ginger Mac, and Melody Secret fading right out of it, and so did Real Beauty from the corner. Race 2, the midweek Twilight Racing handicap, is the next at 3:14, and 5 Trash Panda is the scratching there. 1 scratching, no riding alterations to race number 2. So she was kept reasonably safe in the market. There was backing 750 into 650 on the WOP for Ex Celestial. 270 Uncanny Timing had been back right in from 370 and almost getting their second up. And the roughie, $26, Ginger Mac in third place. As we take you back to the yard, here's Britt Taylor.
Thanks very much, Darren. Let's talk to the connections now. Oh, heck, come on, let's head to the winner's circle, because that's where Ex Celestial will be coming back to. Now, you didn't get to speak to Paddy Carberry pre-race. What were you thinking in the run? Were you happy with where Paddy was?
No, I wasn't. The instructions were to, would have been to jump, go to the front. If you couldn't quite get there, get the best position you could. But we were down sitting here, and they were jumping on up the saddling paddock.
So you didn't quite realise that they were leaving from the parade ring, so the instruction didn't get through, but hey, you didn't need to give instructions to Paddy Carberry when the horse was able to reel off a turn of foot like that.
We did have a bit of a talk about it a few days ago.
That is good. The horse, had you had her wound up going into this? We saw pre-race she was getting a bit hot and fizzy. Is that usual for her to get so hot and bothered?
Well, she's been a bit of an enigma, because The last 2 starts she had before I put blinkers on her and she just went out, pulled herself into the ground, and that was it. Prior to 2 fairly good runs, you know. But yeah, so I'm surprised, but
Well, you have to be happy with the win. Congratulations.
happy now.
We'll catch up with Pat Carberry, who's jumping off the scales. Didn't quite get the last-minute instructions due to getting on in the back parade ring, but didn't need them in the end. And Paddy just speaking to head steward Brad Lewis about the horse. Obviously, a few little behavioural issues before the race and was brought back with the clerk of the course. So improvement to come in her behaviour. Paddy... I love this conversation. Paddy just said, don't need instructions, and that's exactly what happened there. It wasn't, the Connections were thinking a different scenario here. They were thinking you were going to go forward. That wasn't how it eventuated.
Well, heck, I thought I was going to go forward, but...
You had other ideas.
Well, she drew wide, and she's a horse that goes quite hard in herself, and I sat her in the trial the other day, and her trial was really good. The only thing that I was concerned about is they ran really slow time, but she felt like she had a lot to give. I've ridden the horse in the past, last preparation, and she's got reasonable form, you know, not far behind me, Dolce, and I thought if I could cool her off a bit, you know, she's got a really good turn of foot. And there was a lot of pace inside. I thought they would go along a bit, and more so, there was a lot that would hold a spot, and I was never going to be able to get any cover or whatever. I was going to have to do too much work. She took a little bit of settling, but you know, once she got through them and got to the outside, she hit the line really good the last 200.
You mentioned you've ridden her before. Pre-race, she was in a bit of a mood. Is that usual for her?
She's a redhead. I'm married to a redhead. She's a filly, and
Enough said.
yeah, no, she was probably first up, and when they've only sort of coming from across the road, it's not really much, and you know, it doesn't really take much out of them, whereas if they go to Pinjarra or Bunbury, they just seem to relax because they've had a bit of time on the float. But, you know, she's a bit of a highly strung filly, and I was a bit concerned before the race. They were around the barriers quite early, and I was a bit concerned. Lucky you got good barrier tenants around there to look after you, and, you know, it was good that she could win the race for the team.
Certainly was. Hopefully that the manners can improve with racing. Well done.
Cheers, thanks.
Paddy Carberry and Heck McLaren combined with...